Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel. This is living in Morris County. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a town that a lot of my clients have been asking about, and that's Roxbury, New Jersey. And growing up in Long Valley, I spent a lot of time playing against Roxbury teams growing up, and my high school baseball coach once put it that the only thing that separates Long Valley or West Morris and Roxbury is 5 miles and a 2-lane road. And I currently live in Randolph, borders Roxbury. Grew up in Long Valley, doesn't quite border Roxbury, but obviously is separated by 5 miles and a 2-lane road. So today I'm going to be going over 5 pros and 5 cons, all about living in Roxbury, New Jersey. Stay tuned to the end to see if this is still a place that you want to consider moving to. Let's go! My name is Kevin Saum. Each week I bring you videos about moving to or around Morris County and the surrounding areas. So if that's why you came here today, make sure you give this video a like, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to this channel so you miss any of the content that I'm dropping each and every week. I'm also a licensed real estate agent in the state of New Jersey. I have people just like you move to and around Morris County and the surrounding areas every single day. So that number is popping up below. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I cannot wait to help you find the perfect place for your New Jersey move. So as you guys know, if you watch my videos, I grew up in Morris County. I spent most of my life here. I obviously lived in Long Valley, Morristown, and now I currently live in Randolph. So I've been very close to Roxbury my entire life, but I've never actually lived there. So I called on one of my friends who actually was almost dead set on moving to Randolph, but he ended up moving to Roxbury. And so I called him to prepare for this video just to get his opinion. Like, I know a lot about Roxbury, but I don't know what it's like to actually live there. So he gave me a little bit of a rundown, and the first pro that I'm going to start off on, and one of the things that I got from listening to his opinion on Roxbury, is that this first pro is like the heart and soul of Roxbury from what I can tell, and that's Horseshoe Lake. So Horseshoe Lake is a beautiful park in Roxbury. It's got hiking trails, walking paths. You could ride your bike on those hiking trails. There's plenty of ball fields, playgrounds, and obviously a lake. So you can have a beach membership. There's a swim club with swim lanes. So it's a beautiful park. Actually, my family went there probably 3 years ago to do some family photos during the fall when the leaves were starting to change color at Horseshoe Lake, but just a very picturesque and very beautiful, well-kept park. They've also got basketball courts and playing fields, and actually the Morris County Baseball Championship is played at Horseshoe Lake. It's like an annual event every year. It's just a beautiful ballpark and a beautiful setting to host a championship game. So my buddy also says that there's a daycare right by Horseshoe Lake, and what he often does is he'll drop his kids off and then go to the park, do some laps around the walking paths or the hiking trails to get a little bit of workout in before his day starts. So, and he says that he sees the same exact people every single day doing the same thing, getting their workouts in prior to work. But he kind of said that and alluded to the fact that how tight-knit of a community feel that Roxbury has. And he's not the only person that I talked to that lived in Roxbury who said that same exact thing. And he even mentioned having like pizza Fridays with some of his neighbors. All the kids come over, they play, they have some pizza, and they do that on a weekly basis. But there's a lot of tight-knit neighborhoods scattered throughout Roxbury. So those are 2 things that he really emphasized when I was talking to him. Now, a con for living in Roxbury, I would say, is that it doesn't really check the cute box. And I've talked about other towns that don't really do that in Morris County, and I would say the most similar town would be Mount Olive. So Mount Olive has some great neighborhoods and beautiful houses, beautiful places to live, but it is a very commercialized feel throughout most of the town. There's a lot of convenient shopping options because of that, and that's the same case for Roxbury, but it doesn't really check the cute box. So if you're looking for a cute little, downtown, doesn't really have that, but has a lot of convenient shopping options. So my buddy wasn't really quite sure how keen he was on being so close to these major shopping centers when moving to Roxbury. And his wife actually grew up in Long Valley, went to school with me. And when you're from Long Valley, Randolph, and Chester even, you're gonna be driving to these Roxbury shopping centers, specifically the Ledgewood Mall, to do a lot of your bulk shopping. And he said that since living there, he realized how much of a pro it is to have these shops almost in their backyard. Now, not literally, but just within a few minutes drive. So, if you're coming from Long Valley, you're looking at like a 15-20 minute drive to get to these shops. Randolph, same kind of thing, 15 minutes or so. And just the time savings and the convenience of having a ShopRite, Home Depot, a giant Walmart, Kohl's, Marshall's, and they actually have a really high-end sporting goods store that's actually my go-to store for Christmas gifts or holiday gifts in the winter months. Is called Ramsey Outdoor, and that's also in the shopping center. There's also a Planet Fitness, so you name it, they got it when it comes to shopping in Roxbury. So that's definitely a pro for living in Roxbury. My next con for living in Roxbury, and it's really a con for living in most Morris County towns, and that's the lack of nightlife. So unless your town's name is Morristown, you're probably going to be in the situation where there's not a ton going on at night. Maybe Madison, Chatham, you got a little bit going on, but Morristown's really the gold standard when it comes to nightlife in Morris County. But Roxbury, you've got Muldoon's, which is a bar restaurant. Then you've got a bowling alley, if that is your cup of tea, and a restaurant called The Barn, which is technically in Randolph or right on the border of Roxbury, but other than that, there's really not much going on, so just go to Morristown and you'll thank me later. Now, just because Roxbury doesn't have the greatest nightlife vibe, which again is my opinion, doesn't mean there's not a ton of great restaurant options. Now, there's every chain restaurant under the sun. I'm gonna throw some logos up on the screen so you can get a feel for what is in town, but I'm not gonna bore you by listing them out by name. We like to stick to those mom and pop shops other than the occasional desperation Panera run if we're in a pinch. But our favorite restaurant to get takeout from is Sushi Hana. It's some of the best sushi in the area. My go-to order is the sushi pizza, and right next door you've got Anthony and Sons Bakery. Get the eggplant cutlet sandwich, it's to die for. Then there's also Beanberry, which is not far away from those two restaurants either, and that's a local coffee shop. Now, coming from Randolph, there really is no coffee shop, especially a non-chain coffee shop. So we love the Coffee Pot in Long Valley, but it's a bit of a trek out there coming from Randolph, so we go to Beanberry all the time. I don't even drink coffee. I get, a chai tea every so often, and I just like the treats. So, grab myself a scone or, a croissant, and I'm a happy camper. The last one I'm gonna talk about is Cliff's Ice Cream, and it's like a renowned ice cream parlor in the area. They have amazing soft serve. In the summer, there's always lines at the door, which they move pretty quick, but it is a really great option. And my wife's pregnant now, so we're making more frequent stops there these days, which is totally cool with me. A potential con to living in Roxbury, and this is more for those prospective home buyers looking to find a home in Roxbury, is that a lot of these homes were built in the 1960s, 1970s. Great neighborhoods, like I mentioned, tight-knit communities, but it's a lot of ranches, bi-levels, and split levels. And if you're against living in one of those, you want that kind of newer, more modern colonial. They do exist, they're just few and far between, so there's just gonna be less to choose from. It's gonna be a little bit harder to find that kind of house in Roxbury. It's gonna be a lot of timing of what's on the market when you just happen to be looking. In addition, a lot of these houses that are turning over are original owners, so it's great that they took great care of the house. Hopefully that it is still standing while they've lived there, but in a lot of cases it might be a little bit dated, so you might have to put some sweat equity into the house when you do move into it. So great opportunity if you want to add some value to your home, but if you want that turnkey house, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but in a lot of cases you're gonna have to put some work into it. A definite pro to living in Roxbury is its affordability. So I'm making this video in July of 2023, and the median home sale price for the last 12 months was about $440,000. The tax rate is about 2.68, which is about middle of the road for Morris County. But the average tax bill is under $10,000 and it's hovering around $9,000. So that's really great for New Jersey in general as far as taxes go. So the affordability is definitely there, and even with those affordable taxes, you still have a great school district. So according to niche.com, the Roxbury School District is an A- rating. Now, I had to do some digging in order to find some more cons to living in Roxbury, but when I was doing that digging, this one topic did come up a few times, and that's the Fenimore landfill controversy. Now, I'm not an environmentalist or an expert in this field, but essentially there's an old landfill in the northwest section of Roxbury, and there's some questions surrounding whether it's impacting some local private well water. So it's not affecting the public water system, which I would say is the majority of Roxbury, But in this section, there are some private wells in the surrounding neighborhoods that are potentially being impacted. Now, from what I could tell, there are some remediation systems with filters being installed and some government assistance to help fund the installation of these filters. There's also been some people in past years complaining about smells coming from this landfill in those surrounding neighborhoods. So I just wanted to mention this so you can do some more research and make an informed decision before moving to the area. My last pro for living in Roxbury is it's very commuter friendly. So we've got Route 80, Route 10, and Route 46 all running through Roxbury, which makes it very convenient for driving anywhere in North Jersey. Also, one of my clients moved to Roxbury recently, and he does have a New York City commute, and he does plan on taking the bus to that New York City commute. Again, he only has to go in like once a week. If you were going in every day, I think it's a little bit too far, which brings me to my next con, and that it is a little bit far from New York City. If you're driving, it's anywhere from about an hour to 2 hours, depending on traffic. If you're taking the train at the Mount Arlington station, where there also is a bus stop, it's about an hour and a half to a 2 hour train ride. And that bus option probably is your best bet going to New York City, and it's a little bit over an hour. So if you are planning on making the move to Morris County, Roxbury, or anywhere in the surrounding areas, I just want to remind you I am a licensed real estate agent in the state of New Jersey, and I help people like you move to and around Morris County and the surrounding areas every single day. So that number is popping up below. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I cannot wait to help you out. Till next time, guys, hope you enjoyed.